the recording. So the video pitches will be played, followed by Q&A. Due to time constraints, we only have time for 3 minutes of Q&A per startup. And if you feel that it's necessary, you are allowed to share screen with additional slides or information if it will help you to answer the questions. However, this is not mandatory, and by no means do you need to share any additional slides. But if you feel that it's necessary, this is allowed during the Q&A only. After the last pitch, we have a total of 12 pitches today. So after the last pitch, I will ask all of the startups to leave the Zoom room, and essentially you have to listen to me and do it. Otherwise, we will kick you out. All right, moving on. The game rules. As mentioned, there's a 5-minute pre-recorded video pitch, which will be played, followed by 3 minutes of live Q&A with the jury. I will be checking all the videos for format compliance within the competition format. Following today's session, on the 28th of October, we will have the announcement of the winners for the top 16. So it will be the top 2 from every theme that goes through to the final, which is happening next week on November 3rd. And all of the top 16 will get access to next year's Climate Accelerator. So that's a really exciting bonus if you are one of the top 2 teams today that makes it through. So just a little recap of the program. So today from 12 till 3, we have our pitching sessions. And then tomorrow from 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., we're going to have an announcement of the top 16 teams that are going through to the grand final. That is going to be live streamed. So do look out for that. And then finally, the grand final itself is happening next week on the 3rd of November from 12:30 to 4:30 p.m. So without further ado, I will introduce today's jury, and maybe I can ask each of you to just give a very brief introduction. So we'll start with Radu Cicu from the Startup Hub Champion.
Hello, glad to be here. I'm a startup facilitator in West Romania, in Timișoara, and I'm also a STEM educator and co-founder of an regional business angel group.
Wonderful. Great to have you with us, Radu. Okay, and next we have Joe Gilligan joining us from Irish Aid.
Hi, good morning. My name is Joe Gilligan. I'm a development specialist officer in the climate unit of Irish Aid, but really with the climate unit for the Department of Foreign Affairs of Ireland. And we work primarily with 8 African countries, Colombia, Vietnam, but also across all of our embassies and missions globally.
Great to have you with us as well, Joe. And next we have Lieselotte de Vries joining us from the TU Delft AgTech Institute. Lieselotte, are you with us? Okay, we might go then next to Wouter Stouchesdijk from the House of Marketing to introduce yourself.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for having me. I'm the managing director of the House of Marketing, so we help businesses grow. So I'll be looking particularly at potential of growth of these organizations. So I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Wouter. And then I'll just check if Lieselotte, if you are with us, if you can introduce yourself as well.
Hi, I'm Lieselotte de Vries. I'm the TU Delft AgTech Institute business developer. AgTech stands for agricultural technology. And in that role and for that institute, we focus on the collaboration between the technical expertise of the university and the agricultural sector.
Fantastic, and great to have you with us as well. So I have in front of us the pitching order of the 12 startups that will be pitching today. And we will actually use this to do a bit of a roll call just to make sure everyone is here in the room with us. So I will announce each of the names of the startups, and if one representative of the startup can just unmute and confirm that you're with us, that would be great. So starting with Calix, are you with us? Okay, seems like we don't have a representative from Calix. So Carlota, I will just ask you if you can do some behind the scenes work, and maybe we will today start with the second startup, and then we can add Calix at the end if they are able to join. Next, I will see if we have a representative from SMAGRY.
Yes, hello, we are here.
Great to have you with us. Greentopia.
Yes, hello, David, I'm here.
Wonderful. Biopols.
I'm here. Good morning.
Great, good morning. Fibe.
Hello, yeah, we're here as well.
Excellent. Bhaan Biofertilizer.
Yes, David, I'm here.
Wonderful. Terravionics.
Yes, I'm here. Even though my connection is extremely unstable, so I'm connected with my mobile.
Okay, Franco, we do hear you a little bit quietly, but hopefully the connection holds out for the Q&A. AngoCultiva.
Hello, we are here.
Great to have you. Green Creek.
How are you? We're here.
Excellent. Welcome. Comerpack. Okay, we will get Carlota on the case with that one as well. Moving to solar dryers.
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent. Welcome. And finally, Agrisiti.
Yes, I'm here.
Great. Okay, as Calix is not with us, we will move and begin with the second pitch, which is SMAGRY. And before we begin, just want to give everyone a big well wish of good luck. And now we will officially begin with the pitches.
Hi, I'm Evelyn from SMAGRY, and I'm going to talk about smart agriculture. We believe that sustainable agriculture is the way of the future, and precision farming is the first step on this path, because every single day we have more people on the planet, and by 2050 we need to produce 50% more food. To increase crops yield, farmers need to ensure that they have healthy soil. SMAGRY is a complete soil health management solution. By using SMAGRY, the farmers can do their soil analysis in minutes, and it costs only €4 per test. Based on the soil nutrients profile, the AI-powered cloud platform then recommends what and where needs to be added. The subscription fee for the platform is €100 per month. The market for precision agriculture is large, and it's growing rapidly. First, we are focusing on the European market, which grows at the same rate as the global one. It grows because we need to fertilize wisely. As the world's population grows, fertilizer prices increase and their availability decreases. In addition, countries are tightening their regulations. For example, according to the new rules of the European Union, farmers must reduce the use of fertilizers up to 20% in the near future. That's why there are already strikes in Europe, because farmers fear that by reducing the use of fertilizers, their productivity will decrease and they will go bankrupt. But this is not true, because by using precision fertilization, they reduce costs and improve the crop's yield at the same time. But to implement it, you need to frequently analyze the soil and collect a lot of data. This, at the moment, takes a lot of time and money. Here, SMAGRY can help, because by using SMAGRY, the farmers know exactly when, what, where, and how they need to apply. SMAGRY provides lab quality soil analysis on the field in minutes with 10 times cheaper price than the services currently offered on the market. It has a cloud application to track soil nutrients profile and to recommend fertilization based on soil and crop type. The soil nutrient data is coming from our two products. A handheld analyzer, SMAGRY Nutrients, that uses DNA analyzer technology to measure individual elements. And from on-site probe, SMAGRY SOM, that monitors soil organic matters. Our competitors are electrochemistry-based sensors that are inaccurate and cannot differentiate individual elements. Moreover, there are no sensors on the market that can measure soil organic matters. We are going to pilot our solution in Ukraine, where we have a project in progress. The partner farms have nearly 360 hectares of land for testing. The project received funding from the Estonian Environmental Investment Center. On the financial side, our biggest revenue generators are the consumables for the analyzer and the subscription fee for the platform. In Europe, there are currently around 10 million farmers. If 1% of European farmers are going to use our solution, then our expected profit is around 63 million euros per year. And if 1% of European farmers use the SMAGRY solution, then together they emit approximately 70,000 tons less greenhouse gases per year. In addition, farmers reduce fertilizer use up to 25% and increase yields up to 15%. We are team of 3, we know deep tech, and we have a long-term experience in developing technology from idea to product. We are looking for 500,000 to bring our products faster to the market. Remember, with SMAGRY, we can make global impact in food production by improving sustainable agriculture. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much to SMAGRY. We will now move into the Q&A. So jury members, please raise a hand if you do have any questions to ask this startup. Okay, I think Liselotte, you were the first one, so we'll go straight to you.
Hi, yes, thank you for the presentation. I have a question. So I know that many soils are rather poor of quality, and I understand your tool measures quickly and cheaper, but how do you deal with poor soil quality, and how can you improve or inform the farmer how to improve this, because it will measure a poor quality soil?
Yes, thank you. Our first, of course, we want to go to regenerative agriculture that in the future to develop products for that also, that we can improve the soil quality. But first, our first product is only to state the current state. So currently we're measuring. We are not providing, but this is our future plans also to go to regenerative agriculture. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will go to Radu for the next question.
Congrats for developing such an interesting project. I would like to know, at the level of your pilot project in Ukraine, how many tests are already been administered on that 340 hectares?
Well, the project started this year in September, actually, officially, and we are going to pilot first or test it out first in spring. So we haven't done any tests in Ukraine yet.
And maybe you have an evaluation of how many tests would be needed for
We
administering
estimate
this?
that they will currently they do 1 sampling per 25 hectares, but we propose to do 4 samplings per hectare, actually.
Mhm.
Thank you. And then for the final question, Joe.
Hi, thanks for that great pitch. My 2 questions are, one, how do you plan on bringing farmers on board with new technology, which I'm from a farm myself, I know that might be tricky. And 2, with the 2026 goal of reaching kind of global, or having a global business, how do you plan on reaching the less connected, more rural areas?
Well, as I understand, Sarah, what questions is that the first one, how do we plan to onboard the farmers? Well, in this pilot project, we already included like 4 farmers, but we are also looking actively from Estonia. We are based on Estonia farmers, and we have here also a partner, a possible partner who has already clients. So we're going to pilot it through them. And can you please repeat the second part of the question?
Yeah, just how do you reach the more rural areas of the world by 2026 when there might be some connectivity issues, and especially, for example, with your app?
Yes, that is a real challenge. I mean, obviously, we're not going to reach for the whole world, but we try to cover the main countries. So definitely we won't be like in every place around the world by 2026, but we want to span outside from Europe and Asia.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, SMAGRY. That brings us to the end of your Q&A. I'll just also ask the judges to please put down your hands now as we move on to the second pitch.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Richard Mayes, the founder of Greentopia Japan. The world's ability to grow food safely and reliably has been hindered by climate change. As we slash and burn our way deeper into vital forests and delicate ecosystems to create arable land, we exacerbate the environmental harms caused by traditional agricultural methods. Greentopia is here to change that. The solution to growing our food more sustainably is right here in our urban centers. Greentopia is committed to reducing the devastating environmental impact of soil-based farming with the introduction of hydroponic grow towers. Residential building owners can install our systems on their rooftops and common areas to provide fresh, nutritious, and delicious produce to their tenants, employees, and local community. We charge $750 per tower, and for installations of 20 or more, a monthly service contract is an option. Our beachhead market is the over 450,000 residential buildings in central Tokyo. With over 14 million square meters of roof space available, we project a market that can support over 7 million towers, worth well over $700 million in profit potential. We'll start by leveraging our relationships with schools, who are excited by this technology for its ability to feed and educate students. Tokyo's schools can support over 25,000 towers, and with existing relationships, Greentopia hopes to have 10 installations within 6 months. In fact, one is already in progress. As schools prominently display our technology and word of mouth spreads, we'll continue forging ahead with real estate companies and residential developments. Our solution allows building owners to earn monthly income from otherwise wasted space by renting out access to the hydroponic grow towers. Rents can range from $50 to over $100 in Tokyo. That's monthly income per square meter for the building owner. The renters enjoy a delicious benefit too: fresh, locally sourced produce which can reduce monthly shopping bills by $20 to $80 and will save trips to the market as well. Moreover, building owners can now enjoy the benefits of a green roof, which can help reduce annual energy costs through insulation and leaf transpiration effects. These positive steps on climate change can enhance a company's brand and boost customer loyalty, not to mention being attractive to climate-conscious investors. The basic hydroponic tower is comprised of a water reservoir base and a modular, stacking set of rings, each of which can hold between 4 and 16 plant receptacles. These ports can accept up to 10 plants, depending on the variety, so growing over 200 plants on a single tower is possible, all within the footprint of less than 1 square meter. A nutrient solution is supplied to the towers, which have an internal timer and pump to nourish and oxygenate the roots, leading to rapid, robust growth. The result is fresher, more delicious, and more nutritious produce. During our interviews, we fielded many questions on safety. Could the towers become an airborne hazard? Is it safe to allow people access to the roof? And what about earthquakes? Building owners were interested in monetizing the rooftops, but were skeptical. Most did not want to be in the business of managing a farm, but agreed that the net benefits were highly compelling if safety and ease of operation were addressed to their satisfaction. Additionally, a desire to make an impact on the environment was a common theme, but cost is an issue, particularly for schools. Reflecting on our conversations, we conceived the idea of running a tower maintenance service, as well as making design changes for increased stability during earthquakes and windstorms. For our underfunded schools, we found that crowdfunding is an agreeable solution to meet budget requirements. Assuming just 0.5% market penetration and an average sale of 25 towers, we can achieve a net profit of $20 million by year 5. Maintenance revenues could generate an additional $3 million annually, assuming a 20% subscription rate. The key profit drivers are the price we charge, how many units are in each sale, and the cost to manufacture. Our market can be expanded by adding more urban centers and targeting additional customer types. Since there is very little competition in this space, we're able to price our product aggressively and achieve high unit margins. With 5% of the beachhead market, we'll have 700,000 towers in operation. Our main impact is from the reduction in water, fertilizer, and pesticide use. Our towers use no pesticides, 90% less water, and 60% less fertilizer than traditional farming. Along with a reduction in food miles, the net savings exceed 500,000 tons of CO2 per year. Our solution also keeps fertilizer and pesticide-laden runoff out of our aquifers and marine habitats. With the birth of my 2 daughters, I realized that it was up to me to make the world they grow up in a better place. I began urban farming consulting and was able to make an impact at Tokyo area schools. The results there gave me the courage and inspiration to do even more. I launched Greentopia with the hope of bringing smarter, more responsible farming to urban locations in order to make the world a bit greener and a bit healthier. Together, let's sow the seeds of change so that we may all live in a Greentopia.
Thank you, Greentopia. Okay, I will now ask the judges if they have any questions. Okay, let's start with Wouter.
Great story, really like it. How do people in those buildings look at the sort of the variety of food that they get? I like the fact that you did customer research, but do they get lots of different food, or because they also have to take the crop of the day in a way? How does that work?
Well, they would be responsible for their own tower management, so they could plant whatever is possible in the tower, which is just about anything except for any kind of root vegetables. So they'd have to live with not being able to plant potatoes or carrots or daikon, but just about any leafy green, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, eggplants, just about anything else is possible.
But they would have to organize themselves, like you go first and then I go, or something like that. They would have to organize themselves a little bit to take the produce of the roof, no?
Well, each tenant would have access to their own private tower that they're renting and plant whatever they want in it using our available seedlings. So really, they just choose what they want and harvest as they like.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Maybe we can go to Joe next.
Hi, Richard. Great idea. My question is just around competition for roof space. For example, do you have trouble with solar panels who are obviously generating an income for people without having to put work in?
Yes, the solar panels is an interesting one. I was talking to someone about that today. To generate the same carbon impact would require 4 times as much roof space as what we require. Or not say it another way, given the space we use, you would only get 1/4 of the CO2 emission impact using solar panels. And the cost of maintenance and the downstream effects pale in comparison to all the ecological benefits from farming in urban locations. the reduction in fertilizer, the reduction in water use, the reduction in the climate impact, maritime, marine environments, all of these things are improved by our solution, whereas the only thing a solar panel will do is generate a little bit of electricity. It'll waste a lot of roof space, and it contributes more towards the island heat effect, whereas we actually reduce the island heat effect.
Great, thanks, Richard.
Thank you. And in the interest of time, we only unfortunately have time for one more question, so I will go to Radu next.
Yeah, Richard, I'd like to know a little bit more about the construction process for the towers. Will you involve I don't know, recycled materials, or this will increase the price for the unit?
At the moment, there's no plan to use recycled materials to manufacture. I think that does make it too expensive. The material itself can be recyclable after its end of life, which is, I'm using conservatively 10 years in all my projections, but realistically, it's more like 20, 25 years.
Excellent. Thank you, Greentopia Japan. We will now move on to the next pitch.
Hello, my name is Senat and I'm the founder of Biopols. In Biopols, we are working on biopolymer-based food packaging systems that extends the shelf life of food. Our deal is we are offering biodegradable and shelf life extending packaging for 7 years per 100 pieces of coated packaging to butchers, meat producers, also supermarket chains that have deli corners. Our product is applicable for all types of food, but we're currently working on the meat products as they have the highest carbon footprint among all other types of food. Therefore, we do not have an option to waste meat, and also the meat waste is not repurposed or reused for any other thing as well. So that's the main issue, and therefore we are working on meat packaging. And our beachhead market is the European meat packaging market, where we are aiming 30% of the market cap with 9,000 customers. So our solution reduces meat waste to 1/3, while extending the shelf life twice when compared with the current styrofoam plate solution. And it only costs slightly a little bit more than the current solution, but we are using no petrochemical plastics, and we are also repurposing food waste, which I will explain in very briefly shortly. So our product has two components. The first component is antibacterial and antioxidant biopolymer coating, where we extract a polymer from mushrooms, and then we enrich the content with rosemary, sage, and thyme extracts to give it antibacterial and antioxidant properties. Then we are applying this coating on environmentally sustainable packaging materials such as cardboard, paper, bioplastics, also textile as well. Here on the left upper side, you see the film itself. On a little bit down in the middle of the slide, you see the paper version. On left, you see the textile version, and on the bottom, this is the mock-up for our upcoming bioplastic trays, which again, we are planning to have no petrochemical plastics in it. We are also following a circular model where we make use of mushroom made of the food processing industry, as well as other food waste where we grow yeast and mold, and we are also extracting that biopolymer from yeast and mold, as they're also fungi. And then we are using the basic residues of the extraction processes, so we are wasting nothing in this process. When it comes to our customer discovery activities, on the short term, we visited 23 local butcher shops. Also, we contacted with the Turkey's largest supermarket chain, Migros. We contacted with Nebyan, a very sustainable and responsible meat producer. Also, İztarım, İzmir Municipality sub-company for meat and dairy production, and also some agricultural practices. They're all very much interested, and we are currently continuing with our work. What we tested was that that market needed this product, and the results of our discovery activities show that well. Our aim is to reach a yearly profit of around 400 million, where we have cost product advantage. So when it comes to our climate impact, we are reducing by changing styrofoam plates to Biopols coated paper. In a year, we are reducing 1,300,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide, which exactly means removing 70,000 cars from the traffic. Our team has 2 chemists, also 1 communication specialist, and 1 person for sales and marketing. We also have 2 professors, advisors who are helping us with the technical issues. Our dream is to replace 1 billion plastic packaging in the 5 years, and we are planning to reach 100 countries by 2030, and we are planning to save lives of 1 million cattle by 2030. Keep smart, keep fresh. Thank you for listening. This is Biopols.
Thank you very much, Biopols. I will now open the floor for any questions. And I can see we have one already from Wouter, so let's go with that.
Great story, really love it. Have you also spoken to the big packaging companies that, you know, they probably are doing R&D in this direction as well, and how are they looking at it? Or would that also be a customer of yours potentially?
Thank you very much. We actually recently contacted with them. We contacted with a sales officer, and he arranged the meeting with the R&D department of Coroplast, Turkey's largest packaging manufacturer, both in B2C and B2B sense. So we probably start a collaboration with them. And in Turkey, there's a new law that the startups, the companies that do R&D need to invest 2% of their R&D profits into startups like us. So we also have lots of opportunities with large companies.
Okay. And do you need any certification for your packaging in terms of quality or food, you know?
Definitely we want to make this compliant with the active packaging rules of European Union, and therefore we are testing it. We got a grant only for the testing purposes. So I think until next year, like until January, we will be finishing the certification processes with the paper product, and I think by the mid of next year we will finish it with the bioplastic trays.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next, we can go with Radu.
Yeah, thanks, Sana. I'd like to know how will you use the intellectual property you're developing? Are you gonna develop joint ventures with current producer of packaging materials, or you want to build from scratch new factories, or?
For us, building new factories is not a sustainable option because as a startup, we mostly focus on the R&D type, and we really want to improve technology regularly. So for us, it is important to license what we find, license our product, and then cooperate with producers on that license. Because for us, it will be just too much of an investment. We will do a pilot facility. The pilot facility, we will use it to test our upcoming products constantly. But for mass production, we are solely depending on packaging manufacturers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Biopols. We will now move to the next pitch.
Hello, everyone. What you're seeing on the screen is made out of potato stems. This is our game-changing solution to the growing emissions of the fashion industry and the increasing pressures on the world's food production systems. Today, I'll be presenting our new venture, Fibe, specifically how we, along with multinational fashion brands and leading researchers, are developing the world's most sustainable textiles. The deal is fairly simple. Starting with UK farms, we purchased their otherwise useless potato stems and transferred them to our factories to be converted into textile fibers. The fibers are then sold to fashion brands and their associated manufacturers, who convert them to garments and accessories. Once optimized, we aim to sell fibers for around $1,400 per ton, similar to cotton and polyester, which make up the majority of the industry's emissions. Together, we have a business that provides farmers with new income streams, creates accessible, sustainable options for the fashion industry, all while promoting food farming. We have identified our beachhead market as supplying the non-synthetic fibers for major outdoor brands, specifically for their casual wear lines, which would need less stringent performance requirements from our textiles. Working with major outdoor brands is the perfect starting point for us, as they have the funds and incentive to take risks on novel materials such as ourselves. The market is already worth $28 million, and we hope to grab at least 20% of it within our 4th year. Working with this beachhead market also acts as a pilot for the rest of the industry, allowing us to easily expand to the biggest polluters, fast fashion, in our 5th year.
We believe Fibe is the most attractive proposition on the market. Firstly, it is price competitive with market dominators cotton and polyester, and far cheaper than leading upcoming eco-textiles such as hemp. This enables fashion brands to meet their sustainability targets without huge transition costs. By unlocking the economic value of this waste product, we are able to provide hard-working farmers with another revenue stream in a time of rising food insecurity. Our system has the ability to support agricultural workers anywhere in the world. Simply put, our product is the first textile fiber extracted from potato stems. Potato stems cannot be fed to livestock and are risky to compost due to being poisonous and susceptible to blight respectively. This leads to around 254 million tons of it being discarded each year around the world. This is enough to supply over 60% of the world's clothing. To get the fibers from this huge inexpensive waste stream, we apply our cutting-edge biological and mechanical process. The only waste here is fertilizer. By prototyping this method and producing spun and woven samples, we have validated it is zero waste, scalable, and creates durable, soft, and antimicrobial textile fibers.
Over the last few months, we've spoken to various brands, manufacturers, and experts to understand our market. The fashion supply chain is incredibly complex, so one of our main aims was to verify that we've chosen the right beachhead market. We confirmed that major outdoor brands such as Patagonia and the North Face will be our key partners to enter the market, as they have the incentive to incorporate novel materials. Due to their more expensive product lines, they have the ability to work with higher priced materials, which will be vital in our first year in the market. The public has also shown willingness to pay 40% more for 5 t-shirts after hearing our story. As proof of the industry's interest, we've already been granted $10,000 by such a brand in order to support our product development. Year 5 of our beachhead market will see Fibe make profits of $1 million with $6.3 million in revenue. Our ability to make these profits is based on the order size of each of our fashion partners. It is also highly based on our ability to reduce the cost of our processing so that our material is competitively priced. Finally, it's affected by the market share we can obtain through effective sales and marketing, which we identify to be a major expense for us.
Sustainability has been the key driver behind our innovation. Although we work with a waste stream, the crop in itself outperforms cotton, using 90% less land, 96% less water, and saving 94% CO2 equivalent compared to polyester. As well as being sustainably processed, the extracted fibers are biodegradable and can be recycled. In 2027, we will reach 20% of the beachhead market. That year 5 will save enough land to feed 16,400 people, enough water for 19 million people, and 81,000 tons of CO2 equivalent. In addition, we will provide $3.8 million in revenue to UK farmers. Our impact scales hugely once we address fast fashion companies. Supplying just 1% of the industry will reduce CO2 emissions by 14 million tons without compromising user experience or garment quality.
Fibe is made out of 4 multidisciplinary design engineering students coming out of Imperial College London. The project began as a university submission, but our ambition to solve the environmental challenges of agriculture and fashion has motivated us to develop this to an enterprise following our graduation. We have a dream to create the world's most sustainable textile and to one day bump into people wearing them on the street. We hope this project can spark a career of social entrepreneurship for all of us. Over the next few months, we'll be rolling our $60,000 Innovate UK project to create the first high-fidelity prototype of our material. We would welcome any support to help us cover the initial cost of our machinery. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll be happy to answer any questions now.
Thank you, Fibe. I will open the floor for any questions. Yeah, Walter, let's start with you.
Very nice story, very interesting. I'm wondering, is this protected in any way? That's my first question.
Yeah, so being an R&D company, IP is one of the most important activities for us. So right now we are in the process of doing an IP audit, figuring out exactly which is the most important part of our process to protect, because obviously some things you don't even want to make public through a patent. So hopefully we budgeted $7.5K and a $60,000 plan in order to create our patent from the process we're developing. And we also have a lawyer from Queen Mary's. We've won their program in order to be able to afford all the additional IP support that we're going to have with the coming months.
And yeah, just to add to that as well, so we're going for another grant project where we're aiming to commercialize our system, and that will get another patent in that as well for more protection on our process. So we're envisioning 2 patents coming in the next year.
Okay. And is it as strong, and it can be a short answer, how does it measure up to other fabrics?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. So at this point, we've been able to make some proof of concepts, and the type of category of our fiber is known as a bast fiber, and these fibers are usually known to be very strong and very sustainable. So we've been able to compare the properties of our fiber to existing fibers, which are very chemically similar and in the same category. And we found that they should, first of all, the main thing is that they can fit with existing processes. So that's really good and enables us to be very scalable, but also it has a very soft, it should be very soft compared to the other existing textiles, and it should be quite strong as well. So we've got kind of a similar diameter to cotton, and we've got like a similar length to hemp. So that implies hemp strength, cotton softness.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Let's go with Joe next.
Hi. So the outdoor companies, Patagonia, North Face, and so on, are obviously brilliant ways to get into the industry. But the main cause of fashion waste is fast fashion, and that's an enormous industry. How do you plan on getting them on board in the next 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, that's an excellent question, and it's really the goal of everything we're doing here. So by working with a company such as Patagonia, they essentially act as a pilot for the rest of the industry. So a company like H&M or Primark will look at Patagonia and say, okay, well, if Fibe is good enough for them, they're definitely good enough for us. So that will validate the entire property side of things. Now, after that point, all R&D will just be reducing the cost of our processing in order to bring our material to a more competitive price point, which most of our validation has shown to be a very possible goal.
Great, thank you.
And finally, Lisa Lotta.
So thank you for your presentation. I think it's very cool product. But as you're working with the agricultural product, how do you have to deal with any fertilizer or chemical residue?
So yeah, I can answer this one. Yeah, so in terms of any kind of like residue left over, our tests so far have shown that this isn't a concern. We've also spoken to the National Institute of Agricultural Botany, that are like the potato pioneers, and in terms of their research, and they've also expressed to us that this isn't an issue. So this should be okay. So another thing we're doing as well is we're working with a tractor, an agricultural technology company that's helping us automate the collection. So we expect to have a big volume of supply this coming harvest, which will allow us to kind of more thoroughly validate this. We're also working with Imperial College London to kind of do some chemical analysis of the stems to really validate that this won't be a concern. But our research we've done so far and our testing has shown that this isn't an issue.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Fibe. We will now move on to the next pitch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Nayab Raza and I am the founder of my innovative idea Bhaan, sustainable food for soil. Just imagine, one day you come to know that food you and your children are eating and the air you are breathing in has something toxic and harmful. Even you don't know the cause, what would be your react? Fertilizer. What comes to your mind when you hear this word? Somebody may be thinking about by applying by the farmers in the field, and somebody may be thinking that how it manufacturing. But whenever I used to think about the chemical fertilizer, I think about the chemical toxicity, which give rise to soil, water, and air pollution. And this chemical added into our food directly and indirectly. Yes, you heard it right. 27% emissions come alone from the chemical fertilizers, which adding into the climate change and global warming. Our deal for you is Bhaan, microalgae-based biofertilizer, which costs only €1.09 per liter and we need only 26 liters per acre of land, which offering more quality in less quantity. So our current focus is establishing business in Sindh, Pakistan through business to customer strategy and expanding into global by B2B. World Bank report says that majority depends upon chemical fertilizer, which deteriorate one-third food in Pakistan and increasing food insecurity, climate change, and energy crisis. While future market insight analysis shows that Brazil having the lion's share in microalgae-based biofertilizer, which followed by the US, Germany, Japan, and Russia. For our customers, our value proposition is the cost reduced by 53.3% and the production increased by 10% after second year of application, once the soil becomes restored and fertile by applying the Bhaan Biofertilizer. Adding with this customer benefit, it will provide the ease, workability, and the economic viability in the agriculture. For the Bhaan production, by producing the high-rated microalgal pond, which adding into this tap water, wastewater, 14 essential nutrients, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, sunlight, buffer for the mixing, with the competitive advantages like increase the oxygen and decrease the carbon dioxide. That is a potential to cater the climate change. It is organic and it sequestrates 300 times more carbon dioxide than tree, and it is more suitable for the climate-smart agriculture. We approached the 3 agri distributor and 26 farmers to learn and to get their feedback and difference between the Bhaan and chemical fertilizer. And we learned through them that using the Bhaan, we just get the high productivity in the crops and early fruiting and ease of workability as well as easy to use, and there is no side effect. So for our biofertilizer, our customer life for 5 years and the cost delivery is €204 per year. Our cost to sell to our customer is €75 by considering the 25% of our beachhead market, and our expected profit is to earn is €0.73 million, which is really easy to be earn the profit because due to this quality of the product, customer retention time, and the scalability of the product. Pakistan is on the 5th number of climate vulnerability index. For that purpose, Bhaan sequesters 65 liters of Bhaan can capture the 2.7 kiloton per hectare per year of the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. And by comparison between the Bhaan and the chemical fertilizer, 28 tons of the Bhaan can sequestrate 513 tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, which having the high impact in our beachhead market to reduce the climate change. So this is our mixed experience team, young team for the Bhaan. And my dream is to establish a huge Bhaan plant in Pakistan by 2023 with the capacity of the 80 million gallon per year. And our Bhaan plant successfully achieved the net zero emission by 2030. To earn €30 million by 2028 for the scalability of the project and to earn more revenue by expand our businesses. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bhaan. I'll now open the floor for any questions. And we can start with Joe.
Hi, my question is just the price comparison compared to normal chemical or regular chemical fertilizers. You said it's €1.09 per liter for the Bhaan, and what's the price for chemical fertilizer?
Jake, I couldn't hear you because I don't know. There is a voice.
Yeah, apologies. So just can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Just the price comparison between Bhaan and regular chemical fertilizers. So it's €1.09 for your fertilizer, and how much is the regular one?
Okay. If you talk about my comparison between the chemical fertilizer which they already use for the farmers and the Bhaan, that is like a 53% cost is reduced, because when you talk about the chemical fertilizer, they just they have the €65 per 50 kg, because they use in the kg form on the acre by 2 times 50 like 50 kg like 100 kg total 1 acre. For the Bhaan, as compared to that, that is 1.06 here. That is very cheap as compared to chemical fertilizer. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll move to Radu.
Yeah, congrats for your project, and I'm interested in the process of producing this fertilizer. What would be the most consumed resource? Maybe water, or how is it water intensive, or?
Okay, if you talk about the what is the most consumable, that is the CO2, because freshwater microalgae that needs to grow in the bioreactor, that is carbon dioxide, which they change into the sugar source, and other nutrients, that is inorganic and organic carbon, which is used by the soil for their crop production. And the very important thing is that we can use the wastewater as well as the recycling process. Right now I'm using that tap water, simply tap water, but for my project, which is published in international, that is I'm using the textile wastewater by just for the nitrate, phosphate, and COD removal. And after that removal, I have used the compost in the soil. So from that point of view, I have just come up with the idea that we can use the wastewater as well. So through this, we have the circular economy as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bhaan. We will now move on to the next pitch.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Frank, project leader of Terravionics, and today I'm your guide to sustainable agritech. Stanford University has calculated that so far climate change has caused a decline in farming productivity by 21%, equivalent to wiping out any agricultural improvement to feed the world made in the last 60 years, basically turning the clock back to when Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream." Viticulture is one of the most exposed cultivars to such emergent dynamics. Plant health gets endangered by water stress and amplified vulnerability to pathogens. So, how do farmers fight back? Typically in two ways. They keep doing the usual, or they use more chemicals. Lose-lose strategies in the long run. Agritech solutions suffer from a paradox. They can be tremendously effective, but they hardly get adopted by small producers, which are the majority. They are expensive, require tech know-how, and poorly befit real cases. With Terravionics, we want to make such methodologies actually accessible to grape growers. In our vision, hardware and software elements converge. On one side, we provide sensors and decision support software directly to grape growers, charging them upon their land sites at €59 per hectare per month. On the other side, we sell them our drones at €900 each, but jointly to their associations, which will provide them to individual farmers on a sharing logic. Our beachhead market is grape growers, proven early adopters, small ones. Their average land size is 2 hectares. In Italy, the world's biggest wine producer, with an addressable market value of €28 million. The natural extension of this runway is Europe, 60% of global wine production, and in the future, we could scale up to other cultivars. We deliver value, boosting field performance by 70%, combining enhanced productivity plus 15% and lower costs, 1/3 less, due to improved plant health and major savings in chemicals and water, mutually upgrading each other. We also enable better risk control, easier transition to organic production, and we allow winemakers to disclose directly in label the CO2 that each bottle saves thanks to our solution. On the same platform, we combine several data sources, proprietary sensors and drones with satellite and weather ones, providing multi-angle information of higher value. And then we go next level. We process this already valuable but static integrated info with our artificial intelligence software, and we return predictive intel, from data to information to knowledge. No raw statistics or intricate chemical data, but comprehensible directions just applicable by farmers to take proactive actions, based not on what's running now, but on what's next, And in farming, that makes a difference. We signed key partnerships with the European Space Agency and Lazio Innova. We validated our assumptions involving different categories of subjects, and we found a product market fit, pivoting around predictive intel from data-driven agronomic parameters, a highly friendly interface, pricing made upon land sites, and the key role of producers' associations. As a result, we had letter of interest signers with whom we are now co-developing and testing our prototypes. Considering our business model, the main drivers to be factored in are pricing, number of customers, and the association network-driven dynamics, leading to a projected annual 4.1 million euros profit at year 5, assuming 20% of the beechwood market, impacting the budget of a single grape grower by as little as 4 euros per day. By reducing the use of chemicals and water through our predictive analysis and resource optimization, we could cut 2.9 kilotons of CO2 equivalent per year with just 3,000 users, 20% of the beechwood market, in so doing contributing to 6 SDGs. Our team combines experts with years of international experience in all the key areas: business, agronomy, IT, sales, and engineering, merged with solid project management. We too have a dream. We see a future, a near one, by 2032, where 60% of small grape growers with the adoption of agritech are enabled to produce more sustainably while making a social impact, an environment and economic win-win. Thank you for hearing us out. Have a great day.
Thank you, Terravionics. I'll now open the floor for questions, and I can see Lieselotte, you are the first one, so let's start there.
I have a question about who owns the data, and if you feel that small-scale grape growers are okay with sharing that data maybe within their network and their local community, or is there any fear to do so?
Frank, are you with us?
I don't hear anything. I do hear something very far away.
Can you hear me now? Better? No.
It's still very quiet and echoey.
Now it's better? Better? Oh, really?
I heard the big sig.
Okay, maybe we just give Frank a little bit of time. Can you say it again? Yes, that's much better.
I'm so sorry. Technology failed totally today. The connection didn't work. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you for your question. Very quickly, yes, the data are owned by the owner, by the farmer, and they're gone to our database in a total anonymous form, so there will be no problem. And of course, we also have a hub dynamic. So there is a consortium which is made by the same farmers, of course, is a association, which will, of course, secure this thing also. So there are 2 levels of security and privacy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to Joe next.
Hi, Franco. My question kind of links to the last one, but have you been contacting local grape growers, and have they been open to the idea of implementing the new technology in what is maybe a small-scale traditional industry?
Okay, I did hear correctly the first part. We have contacted, yes, we have already one business case with testers, which is going on in Lazio County now in Italy, and with the small grape growers. Average land size is 1.5 hectares, and the second one is going to come soon in Gran Canaria, which has a better lifetime because, you know, the climate there is very friendly, so we can test even more. They are really happy with our technology, with great surprise, if I understood your question correctly, because we were expecting just young generations to be very, you know, eager to use it. No way. 2/3 are old school, and you have to know that in Italy there is a very interesting study published by University of Padua, which shows that 60% of viticultures, because a very, very important culture, right, are very eager and prone to adopting new technologies. They just don't know how to use it. It's very expensive, and they really don't befit real cases. But we are going to do, to reverse the funnel, going bottom up. We are co-developing with them, and then they basically, in our website, they are going to select exactly the very, very specifics to build a product which is customized for them. And is the prediction part is really makes the difference here.
Great, that's exactly what I was wondering. Thanks, Marco.
Okay, so I guessed it right. Thank you.
Thanks, Terravionics. We are now exactly halfway through our program for today, so we are going to take a 5-minute break. So if everyone can make sure to be back and online at 7 minutes past the hour. I know we have people joining from different time zones, so 7 minutes past the hour. So exactly 5 minutes from now, and we will return to the program. Thanks, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I'll just give everybody another minute just to make sure we have all the jury back with us, and then we will get underway once again. All right, I can see we have all of our jury members back with us, so we can get the program back on the road. And we will head straight into the next pitch.
AngoCultiva, plant to reap. The food that we eat, did you know where did they come from? Yes, they come from the soil, from the field. Our country has a high agricultural potential. For example, Wish and Bie, cities that produce the most coffee, Huila and Bengu, which produce the most corn, Malange and others in rice production. Daily, farmers use inorganics and organics fertilizers that perform the primary function to develop the plants, providing nutrients to the soil. Angola has 55 million agricultural cultivation hectares, but only 5 million are being exploited. The problem that we found is pollution and soil degradation due to using inorganic fertilizers. And we are the solution to this problem. AngoCultiva is a startup that helps farmers in sale of their products, in correct application of agrochemicals and soil treatment. We have as a solution production of organic fertilizers and biofertilizers, study and analysis of soils for agricultural purpose. Organic fertilizer production has become a popular solution for providing nutrients to the plants and soil. For the production of AngoCultiva organic fertilizer, we collect waste from points called Angel Collection. These points are located in restaurants, cafeterias, and some homes. After that, we separate the garbage and it is taken to a composting field where the organic fertilizer process is carried out. For the production of biofertilizers, we use the Rhizobia bacteria as base. The bacterium removes nitrogen from the air and turns it into ammonia, which converts to ammonium and other nitrate salts. In reality, it is not the plant that removes nitrogen from the air, but the Rhizobia bacteria that live in small tumor structures called nodules in the roots of leguminous plants. So we extract these bacteria and produce the biofertilizers that can be used for the growth of the plant. Before applying any type of fertilizer, a soil analysis is carried out. Soil samples are taken from farms or cultivation areas. For example, in Natural Vision Farm, which is a place where the AngoCultiva startup works, after which the samples are taken to a soil analysis laboratory, Southeast and equipped located at Ispitec, and there we can analyze various parameters such as soil pH, moisture, macro and micronutrients, among others, and this report is then sent to the farmer or farmer. Banned agricultural practices can generate major problems in environment because the soil emits of 60 times more CO2 than the consumption of fossil fuels. 7% of greenhouse gases are produced by synthetic nitrogen fertilizers. And our solutions have great advantage for the environment because We reduce food waste through the production of organic fertilizers. Atmospheric air is composed of 21% oxygen and 78% nitrogen. Nitrogen combines with oxygen and forms N2O, nitrous oxide, which is a greenhouse gas. Then we reuse the nitrogen located in atmosphere through the production of biofertilizer using the rhizobia bacteria. Sustainable agriculture, the use of biofertilizers and organic fertilizers help to reduce acid rain, reduce the amount of GHG, improve food production. As a source of revenue, the AngoCultiva startup bids on sale of organic fertilizers and biofertilizers, soil and study analysis, soil pH, soil moisture, among other parameters. To bring health food to your table, this is our team made up of professionals in area. AngoCultiva, plant to reap. Thanks.
Thank you, AngoCultiva. Let's open the floor for any questions. Joe.
Hi, my question is just the process of getting the organic materials seems labor intensive. Have you got any partners you're working with to easily gather the compostable foods and bring it to your location?
Yes, at this moment we have a local partners and they have a proper space, but we're also trying to set up a field, a composting field, so that we can work with our own field. I don't know if yeah.
Yeah, no, that answers it. Thank you.
Are there any other questions from the jury? Yes, Lisa Lotte.
I'm not sure if I missed that part, but what is your market? But maybe you did.
What is our market?
Yes, where do you start and what's your growth market?
Our growth markets are for farmers and
I think we might have lost the connection. AngoCultiva, are you still with us? Okay, we might give it another few seconds, and if not, unfortunately, due to time, we'll just have to move on.
I am sorry, the internet is a little bit confusing. So our market is for farmers that have low income and high income. So, and fertilizers producers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, due to time, we will have to move on to the next pitch.
Greetings. My name is Johan, and I'm the founder of AngoCultiva. As a second generation of farmer, we were faced with the ever-increasing cost of feed for animals. This cost grew to over 70% of our cost of production. To solve this problem, I was able to research about black soldier fly larvae as a substitute protein ingredient for animal feeds, and I was able to adopt BSF farming onto my farm. Eventually, we have been able to reduce our cost of production to less than 30% and increase our return on investment, and also improve the farmer livelihoods in our community. Protein content for human consumption that begins at the farm gate is indeed faced with high costs, as prices and supply of animal feeds are being driven by the unsustainability of soybean and fish meal value chains for key inputs, given the alternative demand for human feed consumption. Green-Quick is at the forefront of substituting this protein for the animal feeds industry with a commercially viable black soldier fly larvae as a sustainable and affordable alternative product, while contributing to UN Sustainable Development Goals, namely zero hunger, climate action, responsible consumption, and production. We employ a B2B and a B2C business model and sell our products to SMEs such as feed processors and feed mills, and to individual farmers through partnerships with farmer groups and organizations. Our product is sold at a price of $18 for a 25-kilogram bag, which is $8 cheaper than the existing product. Our total addressable market in the next 5 years is estimated to be over $10 million, with a target of a service available market of $1 million. And with focus on our beachhead market, over 40% of household farmers mix their own feeds and 60% purchase ready-mix feed, with a growing demand for a sustainable protein source as a feeds raw material. The company's competitive advantage can be made along price, protein source, adoption, and sustainability. We provide a more cost-effective and sustainable product as an alternative source of protein in animal feeds instead of soybean and fish meal. The graph below shows the price comparison between our product and the competition, and these are the benefits of our product. It's a lower cost price, it's rich in protein and minerals, it's eco-friendly and sustainable, and 100% organic. We collect and convert organic waste generated in farms and fresh produce markets into a raw material to produce a protein ingredient for animal feeds using the black soldier fly. Our product has over 43% crude protein concentrate, higher than the existing product when dried and processed. Our competitive advantages are as follows: the low cost of production, the availability of raw materials, the quick production time and highly scalable product, and a more affordable product. Through our customer discovery, 13 B2B SMEs, such as feed mills, were interviewed, and 26 individual small and medium-scale farmers in the poultry, piggery, and aquaculture industries were interviewed, and these were the outcomes. These farmers face scarcity of the current protein raw material for animal feeds. There's a high cost of these feeds and unsustainable prices, leading to low returns. There's a need for a quality product with a nutritional value. And these are our key learnings. There's indeed a demand for a sustainable product. There's a demand for a more cost-effective product than the current available product. Our profit projections are $198,000 per year within the next 5 years. With sales of over 7,000 products at a net price of $18 per bag for a profit of $12 with a 40% market share. And these are our key drivers: the low cost of production, the net price of the product, and the market share. Currently, the available product as a key protein ingredient in animal feeds is soybean and fish meal, which have a negative climate impact to produce, contributing to over 318,000 tons of carbon emissions and over 380 megagallons of water usage yearly. By producing a sustainable quality feed with only 40% of our beachhead market, Green-Quick Eco Farm could reduce carbon emissions of over 700,000 tons per year and save 620,000 megagallons of water per year. Our team and founders dream as follows. The team is comprised of myself, Mr. Joseph Hart, who is our accountant, Mr. Sharif Abbas, who is our product manager. We have Mr. Donald, our business development manager, Mr. Charles, who is our animal nutritionist, and lastly, Mr. Serena Chokonzire, our sales and marketing manager. Our dream is to be at the forefront in the animal feeds industry, commercially producing a sustainable alternative insect-based protein ingredient for animal feeds, to promote sustainability and a positive social impact through creating jobs for women and youth in our community, and lastly, to acquire a market share of 60% by 2030. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Green Creek. Let's open for questions, and we can start with Wouter.
Thanks for a nice presentation. What do you see as the main barrier for your customers to take on your products, to buy your products today?
Question. Initially, when we started, the main barrier we had was the customer perception in terms of insect protein as an alternative. But due to the climate change factors and food crisis problems and the competition for the main ingredient, which is soybean and fish meal, that is produced for human consumption as well, there was a demand for an alternative product. And through research and government intervention, we've been able to, market this alternative, and that has gradually changed. So it's no more of a barrier, if I may say, at the moment.
So what is the next one then?
And the next one, I would say would be for myself, currently right now is the problem with a production line, the scalability. Basically, we are still using, if I would say, low production methods in terms of like drying our products. Because at the moment there is demand, but we cannot be able to meet the demand because of the low or the primitive ways of producing our products.
All right.
Does that answer the question?
It's a good problem to have. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's go with Joe.
Hi, insect protein is brilliant. I've read a good bit about it, so I'm delighted to see it's happening. My question revolves around the 60% of market share is quite large in seven years from now. Are you confident that you're going to meet that target, and how are you going to get to that level?
Thank you very much for your question. I am confident that I'm going to meet that target simply because of the demand for an alternative product. I'll give an example. The UN predicts that the global population will double by 2050. And if you look at the population in the sub-Saharan region, Uganda for that matter, it will be doubling, close to doubling by 2050. And with that, there's an economic growth whereby the behavioral changes in the market segmentation. There's a demand for high protein, and currently meat production or soybean or fish production will not be able to sustain it. So just with that force, I'm sure I'll be able to meet the demand.
Great, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Green Creek. We will now have to move on to the next pitch.
We love to eat. Who doesn't? Food is not just something you have to eat, it's something you must enjoy. This is the reason to be your favorite chef, to create culinary experiences with different tastes and textures for their clients. Culinary experts know, though, that the overall experience begins with a perfect presentation, even if it is to go. Restaurant clients all over the world are looking for choices that allows them to enjoy their food from the beginning to the end, which includes not spoiling a perfect meal by adding more non-biodegradable packages to landfills and pollute their environments. Hi, my name is Adriana Mariaca, and I'm co-founder of ComerPack, a biodegradable and compostable package, not only created to transport the best food, but to help improving gastronomic businesses' image. How so? Well, it helps solving not one, but three environmental problems that occur in every city: large amounts of organic waste, lots of non-biodegradable food packaging in landfills, and greenhouse gases emissions. ComerPack is a sustainable, eco-friendly, easy-to-use alternative packaging. We provide two services. We pick up garden waste, earning $10,000 per month, and we give restaurants a solution for their needs for the perfect food package, for a competitive price of $32 per 100 units. Being eco-friendly is a rising tendency, and it has arrived to stay. That's why eco-friendly products for restaurants is a growing market, thus an opportunity for us, and we a solution for them. There are more than 10,000 restaurants in Bolivia, a growing number, so it's just an estimation when we talk about 7 million market value. Since ComerPack is a scalable business, our next step will be to install the same businesses in all South America cities, as a way to go further with our waste and greenhouse gases reduction goals, by creating new jobs and improve families' life quality. With all the gained experience, we pretend to reach all Latin America by 2035, a $500 million market. Someone said, happy customers, happy businesses, right? Well, we give restaurants the opportunity to complete their amazing service with a package that makes their clients smile from the beginning to the end. ComerPack has a lower price than similar alternatives. With an extra, we help our cities. Besides, just by using ComerPack, a restaurant can increase their sales between 6 to 10%. Restaurant products can come in ComerPack, a food packaging made primarily from garden waste, which fits that there is literally around the corner, and we get paid for it. Moreover, since it's already available in the city, our transportation and production costs are low. We provide an innovative, versatile food packaging. It does not need for extra plastic or paper bags for its transportation, since it's stackable, easy to carry by itself, easy to store, and foldable to create new compartments if needed. ComerPack is produced by recycling processes that are encouraged by Bolivian law. Because of this, we can provide green certifications to our clients, a great marketing strategy to attract new loyal clients. Through customer discovery, we found out that our clients needed some characteristics that current packaging options were not providing. Therefore, we made them create their ideal one to consider each of their needs. In addition, we found out that green certifications are considered important for both our clients and their customers. ComerPack is a $1.5 million business with 20% of the market share and $17 profit per sold product. Achieving this goal means preventing around 2,200 tons of organic material from going to landfills, which means a reduction of the same amount of greenhouse gases. With 20% of the market share, we will be reducing more than 3,000 tons of greenhouse gases emissions per year compared to non-biodegradable packaging industries. The team that is making this dream come true has more than 10 years experience with their respective areas of expertise. Marco Camacho, engineer, in charge of production. Cecilia Curi, expert in food technology, in charge of research and formulations. Jorge Quiroga, administration, expert in bioeconomy. And my person, Adriana Mariaca, research and CEO. We want to be the best option for restaurants and achieve 20% of all disposable package market by 2027 in Bolivia, acquiring more than $7 million. We want to squish the juice from cities' gardens. We want better cities, one restaurant at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, ComerPack. I'll now open the floor for questions. Radu.
Yeah, congrats for approaching such an important problem. I'm wondering if harvesting the vegetal waste from urban places wouldn't bring in I don't know, harmful substances, as we know that there is a lot of pollution within the cities, and transmit them to the end product that you will generate?
Well, good morning. Thank you for the question. Yes, that is an issue that we are addressing actually, and during the process that we have created, yes, there is a part of the process that is extracting this kind of pollutants, because yes, it is an issue, and we are tending to acquire the certification from the FDA for food safety. So yes, it's something that we are taking into consideration, of course.
Thanks.
Thank you. Now let's go to Lieselotte.
Thank you for your presentation. A question about the purpose of the packaging material. Is it meant for simply transport, or also to keep the product warm? And if it's also to keep the product warm, how does it compare to non-biodegradable packages?
Yes, normally non-biodegradable packages are the ones that are going to keep everything warm and perfect, and it's not going to be humid. But our package is tending to do exactly the same thing, but it's biodegradable. Because one of the issues that most of our clients said during the interviews was, okay, we want our food to keep warm, not to stay warm. And yes, our package is doing that. So we are covering every issue that they have.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ComerPack. We will now move on to the next presentation.
Thank you.
For many years, I have seen how entire crops are lost because they don't know value or because they do not meet the market standards, losing in this way all the effort of the producers, wasting resources, and many more adverse situations. Trying to solve this problem, I see an FAO study that states that around a third of the food production worldwide ends up in the garbage. This is equivalent to approximately 1,300 million tons per year. Our solution brings a new opportunity to these fruits and vegetables, giving them a longer life, taking them to an expanding market, and reducing prices and lowering the CO2 generation in multiple ways. We present solar dehydrators. Between 10 to 30% of the oil crops are lost because they do not meet market standards. The producer has to invest resources to get rid of them. We do this work for a price of 70 € per kilogram of fruit or vegetables, and then dehydrate them. Then we sell the dehydrated products to wholesalers at 8 € per kilogram. Market segmentations. Our beachhead market are wholesalers of dehydrated fruits and vegetables in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The size of our dried fruit market was valued at €40 million and is expected to continue to grow significantly in the coming years, around 4.77% per year. Dehydrated fruits becomes a new potential export product. Our value proposition is divided into two. For producers, we save 90% of the cost in the removal of these vegetables that are not waste, but they end up in waste. For wholesalers, the market is demanding more and better products. We reach them with a sale price that is 20% cheaper than the value of other dehydrated products, which are handled by competition. They are locally produced, and we offer you natural dried products without contaminants. Our dehydrator takes sunlight, thus heating in the air by convection, passes to the tower where the fruits and vegetables that will be dried are located. By taking our dehydrators to the fields and doing the dehydration process on site, allow us to reduce transport cost for large volumes of crops, storage cost, refrigeration of large volumes, waste from crops handling. We have the following competitive advantages. Patentable. Our dehydrator will be patented. Potentially, we will be able to make scalability, high flexibility to dehydrate on demand. We can dehydrate any fruit or vegetable that you require in the quantity that you require. Drying efficiency. After having carried out the analysis of the interview process, we detail the main key questions and their answers. Key questions. What do they do with the harvest that they don't buy? Key learnings. We dispose of in a high cost. Actions. We take it at low price. What kind of products are you looking for? New products are thought greater diversity. We expanded the diversity of offer that currently exist. What products do they need? Healthy products that do not generate pollution are the most sought after. We built a solar dehydrator prototype. In our lending market, we have 5,000 wholesalers. Our market share is 10%. This gives us 500 customers to buy 5,000 kilograms of dehydrated products, giving us an annual sale of 2,500 million euros. On the other hand, our selling price is 8 euros, while our cost is 3.61 euros per kilogram, leaving us with a profit of 4.69 per kilogram. This gives us a profit of 11 million euros. Build a medium industrial oven of 5,000 kilograms of stainless steel, 26 tons of CO2 are produced. When we build our dehydrator of 120 kilograms of iron, 3 tons of CO2 are generated. An industrial oven to dehydrated fruits or vegetables use natural gas, generating 172.5 tons of CO2 per year. Our method does not generate CO2 in the dehydration process. We are a family of entrepreneurs. We run the company that we inherited from our parents and grandfather. Our team: Gustavo Kersetti, CAO, Diego Kersetti, CFO, Marcelo Kersetti, Sales Director, Sheila Camargo, CMO, Lorena Pinea, Lead Quality Auditor. Our dream: reduce food waste, uses resources better, making better use of the harvest, bring more and better food at low prices to people in need. We want to achieve 10 million turnover for 2025.
Thank you very much, solar dryers. I'll now open the floor to the jury for any questions.
Hi.
Joe.
Yeah, hi. No, it's a great concept. My question is that there's a lot, I see a lot of dehydrated fruit. Is there a big competition for this product?
Hi, how are you? Good morning. Thank you for the question. Yes, actually, we have competitive and competition, but our dehydrator is special and will be patented. So that's the most important thing, because make us be able to dehydrate the fruit without polluting. And we are also improving in be able to make the production on demand. That makes allow us to offer a product natural with the nutrients and everything. So that's the most important thing that we are making to the competition, that our dehydrator will be patentable, and also is the thing that we don't make pollution at all during the process of dehydration. Also, we will bring the dehydrator to the place, to the farm, and we are gonna teach the producers how to use the dehydrator.
Great, thank you. I might just follow up. Sorry, the question was. Sorry, give me 1 minute. It'll come back to me.
While Joe's thinking, were there any other questions? Oh, you've
got
it.
There.
Okay.
Yeah, just the cost compared to regular. I know the pollution cost and so on is non-existent, but the cost compared to regular dehydration of fruits and vegetables.
Actually, it's not going to be that we are not having any cost of that, because we are making the hydrators with recyclable things. And also when we dehydrate them, we are not.
No, el costo es porque tomamos lo que no se va al mercado y que está bueno.
Okay, and the other thing is like we take the fruits and vegetables that they don't use and usually end up in the garbage because they don't make the standards that the market needs, and we use those that is still good and dehydrate them. So we are helping also the farmers with those fruits and vegetables that they are not able to sell it. You know what I mean? Because they don't meet the standards that the market needs. So we take them, and this is have no cost at all, because usually end up in the garbage. So we are taking those fruits and vegetables because sometimes they are not good looking, but they still have the nutrients and they are good, you know. We use them and we dehydrate them. So that's why we are not having any cost taking them and doing the process as well.
Great, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Solar Dryers. Unfortunately, we're out of time, so I will move on to our last pitch.
Thanks.
Thanks.
For so many years, we have talked about mitigating and preventing climate change. But is that all there is of a solution? How about we begin to think of ways that we can actually adapt to climate change? With the over 30 million farmers of vulnerable communities economically displaced due to the negative effects of climate change in their farms, their only source of livelihood, would you not agree that we need to start thinking adaptation towards climate change? My name is Enei Ashi, and I am the co-founder of Agrisiti. At Agrisiti, we are helping farmers adapt to climate change via constructing affordable, climate-smart farming systems. We have designed an innovative farming system that combines the production of poultry and aquaponics. all in one. It is called the SAPSIS unit, and we are offering this unit to farmers for only €400 per unit. The African vertical farming industry will be worth €240 million by the year 2029, but our beachhead market is Lagos State, Nigeria, and we are focused on selling 10,000 units by the year 2025, which will translate to about €4 million in revenue. Now imagine you were a farmer and you have as small as 2 square meters of land. Why grow your food traditionally and earn €50 per cycle when you can use our units to get €300? That is 600% increase. I bet you will choose right, but that's not all. With SAPSIS farming units, you get to do both poultry and aquaponics simultaneously. This maximizes your land use, saves 90% on water and 30% on feed. It also helps farmers adapt to the negative effects of climate change such as drought, flood, and unpredictable weather conditions. SAPSIS is designed to combine the production of poultry and aquaponics, and with as little as 2 square meters of land, you can produce up to 60 kg of chicken, 100 kg of catfish, and 30 kg of vegetables. This system uses a zero waste model, ensuring that no component of the farm goes to waste. More interesting is the fact that it is self-recycling. The poultry waste generates black fly to feed the fishes, and the water from the fishes is used to grow vegetables again and again. This allows the system to save 90% on water and 30% on feed, because the black fly produced serves as food for both the chicken and the fish. Lastly, with SAPSIS, farmers use less land to get 3 times more yield. Now, prior to building our prototypes, we interviewed 20 farmers and confirmed that their production capacity was being hindered by limitations such as unpredictable weather conditions, drought, and in most areas, flood. This often translated to low yield and low income for these farmers. Hence, majority of these farmers were in dire need of cost-effective ways to increase their yield and were willing to pay for our system if the payment model was convenient for them. And this discovery spearheaded our introduction of an instrumental payment system. As a business, our key drivers are the cost and price of our products, as well as the number of users. We are targeting 5% of the market, ensuring that we serve 10,000 farmers with 10,000 units per year. This will translate to a profit margin of €1.2 million. Now, with 10,000 SAPSIS units, 10,000 farmers are saved from the negative impact of climate change, thereby providing 3 times more food to 50,000 people every year. More than providing a means to adapt to climate change, our SAPSIS unit prevents 40% of CO2 emission compared to traditional farming. This translates to saving over 49,000 tons of CO2 in a year. We also save 60% on land and 90% on water, which results to conserving 9 billion liters of water every year. Our team holds over 30 years of combined experience all across the areas of rural development, fisheries, construction, and agribusiness management. Our dream is to produce 10,000 SAPSIS farming units, translating to over €4 million in revenue. This will aid 10,000 farmers adapt to the extreme land laws imposed by drought and flood, limiting food production. Join Team Agrisiti today to aid adaptation and resilience in climate change. Thank you.
Thank you, Agrisiti, and I will now open the floor again for any questions. Joe.
Hi, it's a great concept, a great product. You mentioned that the original plan is to get involved with 10,000 farmers in the Lagos area. Are you on target for that? And is the demand there high enough?
Sorry, please, I didn't get your question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think the question is the demand in the Lagos area high enough to reach those 10,000 products as part of your initial period?
Yes. Okay. Yes, the demand is high enough. So far we have over 2 million farmers in Nigeria, 2 million smallholder farmers in Nigeria currently. And so more farmers or more individuals are looking towards urban farming, especially in the city of Lagos, Nigeria, with over 3 million citizens in that city. So the demand is actually high enough for us to reach our target of 10,000 farmers.
Great, that's good to hear.
Thank you. And now we'll move to a question from Radu.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. And I'd like to learn if the production estimate that you have mentioned, have they been already reached in some prototype testing, or they're still kind of a theoretical estimated yield, let's say?
Okay, so currently we are already in the market. We started our prototype in 2020. We designed about 2 prototypes before entering the market fully. And then we've partnered with about 5 schools to raise about 1,000 farmers currently this year. So we are already in the market and we are already into production, full-time into production.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Agrisiti. So I just want to say to everyone that brings to a close the formal pitching part of today's program. So thank you very much for all of the pitches. And there will be an announcement tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central European time for the top 16 that will be making it through to the Global Grand Final next week. And you will be able to stream that at our website, which you can see the URL on the screen right now. So globalfinal.climatelaunchpad.org. So please do tune in to see the announcement that's taking place tomorrow at 2 p.m. And of course, the grand final itself will also be live streamed at the same website link next Thursday. I will now ask all of the startups to please leave the call, and the jury members and myself will remain with our room boss, Carlotta, for a short deliberation. Thank you everyone for joining.